Hello guys, welcome to this new deck profile. Today we're here with Yannik Ackermann, who got top 16 at the 300 YCS in Dortmund. He was the best Mitsurugi player of the tournament, and he also played the deck for the last couple of months at 3 YCS as well, and topped Lille as well, so he's very experienced. And with the new hits of Habakiri, the deck got somewhat more inconsistent, but I think he found a great solution. Tell us.
Okay, hi. So, as you already said, I play Mitsurugi. Fine. One Habakiri, sadly only one now, but it's fine. We play some extra consistency that I'll show you later. 2 Murakumo, 2 Futsu. 2-2 is better than 3-1, even though this is technically better to draw with the ritual spell as well, because you need multiple names in rotation. Because if you have to tribute a ritual for the same ritual, then it's kind of weird to play after that. Yeah. Then for like consistency, we now play 1 Manju because we don't play Impulse anymore in the main deck, because I think it's not really great in the format against Radiant Typhoon and stuff. So decided to play it on the side, and then the 2 small names, of course, have to play them. 3 Ritual Spell, 3 Prayers, 3 Pre-Prep, not much to say here. I mean, these are the best cards. If you draw this with a Ritual Monster, you beat like any low impact hand traps basically. Like Ash, Bell, Veiler, everything. And these cards are just the best starters, Prayers and Pre-Prep. The 1 Mirror, have to play it, and the Trap. You need this for your board when you go first, because without it, with only Magatama, your board wouldn't be strong enough, especially against Radiant Typhoon when they play Breakers. And even if they snipe this with MST, you can still use the Grave Effect, which I think I use the Grave Effect more than I use the Negate Effect, because it functions like a Prayers in the Grave, but they can't interact with it. So Prayers they can pop with MST, but this is just in Grave and can always help you dodge stuff like Droplet on Futsu or something. 1 Nip to search, because if you set up your board with Nip and Trap and everything, it's basically possible to beat. Get all the follow-up with Futsu and then you just nip them and win. 1 Shifter, that's the 41th card. Maybe I shouldn't have played this in the main deck, because I think it's quite bad against Radiant. I mean, it's obviously good against Dracotail. Fortunately, I never drew it against Radiant, only against Lunalight and Dracotail. Then for the consistency, like I said, because Habakiri at 1, we play the 4 pots, but the quick spell as well, alongside 1 MST to search. These cards don't conflict, because you can just use this in draw phase and then selectivate this. It's kind of weird with Prosperity, but it's fine. Like sometimes they ash this, then you can prosp, and you can still search MST with this, which is also fine. And you need the consistency of the Prosperity, because now that Harbor is at 1. The deck is actually quite consistent, I would say. I only bricked once. I only drew 1 hand where I had to pass going first, where I didn't have any plays. So yeah, I think this is pretty good, and with this being able to search MST as well, I think it's a phenomenal card. Then I decided to play Breakers and no hand traps except for the Shifter and Nip. So I played the 3 Lightning Storms and the Duster, as well as some quick plays to dodge stuff like Flame and the MST. I think these are obviously the best dodges. I was thinking about playing Double Cyclone in the main, but I think these are just better because they also help you going first, especially this, when you get into a grind game, always being able to re-add itself is kind of broken. And then I think these are like the best breakers in combination with these, because when you draw any combination of these, or with the MST, or one of these cards, you pretty much already beat the full Radiant board, especially when you have these 2. Yeah, just activate Lightning Storm, then I try to negate it, you Droplet, send this, negate the monster, negate the Totem Bird, everything. Yeah.
Okay, did you face any rogue decks, or?
I played against 3 Malice, which I would say is rogue now, and against 2 Lunalight. Against those decks, with the Breakers playing against Lunalight, it's a bit weird, because you don't really have an out for the tower in the main deck. Fortunately, I did draw a Shifter going second against them in game 1, and post side you side in Vosu, and I side in 9 hand traps against Lunar Light, so I can take out a lot of these breakers. And against Malice, I think breakers are now fine because they don't put up that strong of a board, I would say. They have mostly low impact hand traps, but the only one that really matters is Impulse. If they have Impulse, can get kind of difficult, but the breakers deal really well with the board. And you can just outgrind them with your deck because they don't have Whitebinder, they have no way of resetting their traps, and that's how you beat Malice, I think. But also, I mean, I did beat Malice that way, just outgrind them, activate some breakers, and win. Yeah, I mean, against Luna, like I said, these are a bit weird, but you just have to draw the one-off shifter.
Okay.
For the extra deck, I play 2 SP, 2 IP, 2 Dynamundo, obviously for extravagance. I do also like this at 2. I make 2 a lot of times in grindier games. When you don't want to use your prayers, you just make this. I was thinking about playing Gorgon, but because there's not much Mitsu and not much I've Luna running around, I didn't think I needed. Yeah, and also no dark because like all the decks only have wind and light monsters and stuff. Some rank 4s, Excited Knight, Tornado Dragon, never made these, but in theory they're good. Dugaris to draw 2 mostly, Post Side to draw Fissure and other floodgates. And Granite to search the Nip, as well as 1 Typhon, also never made this, but still good in theory, I think. And then targets for the branded quick spells are 4, because you don't want to banish 2 with extra and only have 1 left. So I played 2 of this because it's the most important one, and then 1 Ecclesia, because when you activate the second one, send this, it's an extra push to the board. When you grind the games, so this is just when they leave Albus on field, you fuse the board away and make SP with a normal summon Aramasa and take out the flame as well. So I think the extra deck is quite good. Then I side in 1 Wosu just for Lunar Light basically. You side in some hand traps, I'll show you later. So you put them on 1 tower and then you Wosu their other one. Triple Purulia, I think this card is better in especially this deck. Better than Fuva, I mean. Because I don't really like playing Chummies against Dracotail. Fuvalos is not even that good when it resolves. They still end on like 3 traps, 5 mana in hand with 1 or 2 draws. And when they ash your Chummy, you basically lose on the spot. So I think this card is better because you only sided in against Radiant. And against Radiant, I think this card is phenomenal. So I didn't think I need Fuvalos for the other matchups. I think Purulia is just fine. 3D Fissure for going first. Yeah, I mean, this card is broken. Sided in against Luna Dracotail, and then you just go through your whole deck, do Dugaris, draw 2, and when you draw this card, you win. I mean, I did draw 2 against 1 Luna Light player with 1 Dugaris, so... Then 3 Impulse, 3 Imperm, these are the hand traps that I side in. These are also some cards I side in go first because I have to side out 4 breakers, and usually I side out some droplets as well. So for a combination of these cards, these 9 cards, depending on which matchup I'm playing. These cards also help go second against some stupid FTK decks like Lunar Light, for example. That's why I wanted to have some hand traps post side at least. Yeah, and this is also good against the K9 decks, which the Purulias also I forgot to mention. I think this is also better against like Vanquish Soul and K9 decks. That's why I'm also playing this over Fuva. And then 2 double Cyclones for the last 2 cards. Just, I think post side, this is the best dodge. It's better than the branded quick spell or droplet, because you activate this against Dracotail on their flame target and you pop the Sting or the Horn. Usually Sting because it's a very annoying card for this deck. Yeah, so I think post side this card is good. I just didn't want to play it in the main because it sucks going first. Yeah, that's it for the side deck.
Okay, and how well do you think is this deck positioned into the upcoming format after the YCS?
I think for the YCS especially, this deck was very well positioned, but there were a lot of Mitsurugi players at the top table, so if people start respecting the deck and start playing Droll, it could get worse, because like, I only got Drolled once the entire tournament because nobody plays the card. So I think, especially for this YCS, it was really good. But even if people start playing Droll, you can still play this deck because you draw in the draw phase with the quick spell. And I think this deck has a really nice matchup against the Radiant Dracotail decks. Because with the combination of breakers and your ability to just break boards in engine, you can usually out their board and outgrind them after that if you play well enough. The only thing that's kind of weird to beat is Sheena against the Radiant deck. But you can also beat that by just summoning Murakumo very early after you wipe the back row with like a Duster, Lightning Storm or stuff. And then they can't Sheena you because they don't have a Wind Monster on board. And against Dracotail, the Murakumo also got a lot better because they end on Ecclesia and Cartesia and stuff like that more often, where the Raigeki gets more value. So I think this deck's very well positioned if you play it well enough. I think you can beat basically every deck.
Okay, and besides the shifter from the main into the side deck, are there any changes that you want to make?
No, I really don't think so. I think the deck is perfect as it is. If I play this at more regionals, I go to a regional next weekend. I think I played the exact same list, minus the shifter in the main deck, going to the side deck. And like I said, other than that, I think the list is pretty much perfect. I think the extra deck cards that I didn't make some of the extra deck cards, but I still think they're good. And there isn't really anything else I want to play because you have a lot of space in this deck, in the extra deck. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah. So shout out to my girlfriend, obviously. Shout out to Ozan Sophie for traveling with me. Shout out to Maxi. Shout out to Niels for telling me to play this deck. Shout out to Luca for telling me to not play this deck. Shout out to Shami. Shout out to Johnny. To Max. And to Team Jackie Dozo.
All right, thank you for your insight. Most consistent Mitsurugi player, almost. One of the best. Yeah, thank you for your insight. Thank you for the list. This looks great. And good luck for your regional.
Thank you.